she came home.
Carlyle's lost an empire. You fall hard enough, you tend to be reminded of what truly matters. So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be, without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
Alexa Carlyle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlyle, wisely sensing that her number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and secure the Carlyle legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlyle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and technology. Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlyle, is cold as ice, tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
It began here, and it ends here. Talk about poetic.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlyle keeps a case file on the Constant. Information that may be helpful in his recapture, so don't leave the estate without it.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other side.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait.
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. Go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator, hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47. A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlyle has arrived at Thornbridge Manor. If you take his place, it may be an opportunity to get close to...
here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary. And all the security. I've never seen so guarded like this. And I dare say I don't like it at all. Mary is so upset. And she's never seen a dead body before.
Poor thing.
And that detective asked to come here. Madame Carlyle must believe Zachary was murdered. Why else ask him to snoop around? I feel weak in my knees from all the tension here.
Yeah, we'll all need a vacation when this is over.
Crime scene, if such exists, never.
Do as you wish. However, I expect a result in a timely fashion. Fernsby will take over from here.
I'm Fernsby's butler. I will try to assist you as best I can. Where would you like to start your investigation, sir?
Where's the family? I like to prime the suspects.
Madame Carlyle's family members are all on this floor. Lady Dartmoor. That sounds interesting. I could listen all day. Pours emotion into that instrument.
Did Alice tell you what Emma did when she arrived?
What is it?
Elaine said she thought...
All qualities a murderer would benefit from. Wouldn't you say?
I wouldn't know, I'm afraid. If that is all, sir, please do come to find me.
But he was such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
So 41 guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time, I think.
Fake funeral tomorrow. Zachary found dead upstairs. Dead from everywhere. Never thought of it that way. God, it's such a big responsibility having a baby. I have to protect him, right? I don't even do that. I can't do that.
I remember how it was with the first one. The ones that come after certainly are a lot less of a worry.
I shouldn't gossip. But that Emma woman...
What is it now?
She scolded Mary for not making the bed the way she prefers it. It's so odd. It's just a
marriage. Splendid dynamics between the two. Loaded with conflict, unsaid fears and desires. I could just stare all day.
Bad news, I'm afraid. We don't have any extra fuses. Ethel looked everywhere.
That would mean... Nah, too early to conclude.
Oh, Madam Carlyle will be furious. She expects the family photos to be done any moment now.
I need this shoot to happen, okay? And I need it to be perfect.
You strike me as independent and self-sufficient.
I guess.
Taking a break where the family might see you.
I'll finish setting up, and then we'll grab the fuse just before you call down the family.
Tell me the
Good.
first odd thing that comes to mind.
That's a good
when
plan.
you think of the last 24 hours.
Let me think.
First thing, don't think.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure I left 20 quid in my locker, but when I came in this morning, it was only...
Perceptive at all.
Muddy prints from high heels. Expensive. Size 6.
If you're dressed like a Detective 47, you might as well act the detective. I suggest you go talk to the butler.
Phil, did you find out that the boat...
So, how long have you been working here?
About a month now.
You're American. What on earth are you doing in this shithole? A girl like you belongs to clubs in London. I bet you're a great dancer.
I don't like it.
I'll take you somewhere really...
Making you wash his car twice?
Mr. Fernsby, I'm ready to see the crime scene.
Very well, Mr. Whitmer. If you'll follow me, sir. I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this.
hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plan. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I'm sure there's more to find in Zachary's room.
Gregory, don't say more to that weird detective than you need to.
I was just having a laugh.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
This is very useful information, 47. So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps do you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
Did the portrait photographer check out?
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
Excuse me, sir. Seems like you're not cleared to come through here. Sir, I'm sorry. This is a That's it. 1 foot in front of the other.
I received the vault token for the Milton Fitzpatrick London Bank. Did I understand correctly that I should give it to Rebecca in case of your death?
Exactly. She holds the other one. I want her to have the file on Arthur Edwards if I die.
You're not fearful she will be in trouble if she knows?
She will start digging when she realizes things don't add up, inevitably getting her in trouble. I'd rather she knew who she's up against. She's clever and resourceful. Who knows, maybe she'll be able to hit him where it hurts. But I don't want her to get involved prematurely. Hopefully she'll never have to get involved at all.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
If we could only unite across time, we could crush them all.
You look really smart, in a good way, I mean.
I do like reading.
Really? I like reading too. I read all the time. Literature and such.
That's nice.
Yeah. Oh, stop pacing. God's sake, Emma.
Why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's bloody
Rebecca
rude.
Carlyle.
That's what it is.
Can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer? I do have a lot to... See to.
Please stay back.
Can't you just relax for a minute?
I stop thinking about Emma all the time, but she just makes me so angry.
Tell me.
She turned up and demanded to be put up in Madame Carlyle's bedroom. We're the new heads of the family after all. It is only fitting, she said. Well, Gregory was a doctor, which was a surprise.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what... He is.
How are things coming along inside? Is everything ready for tomorrow?
I can't deal with all this pretend funeral stuff just now. I know I have to, but Amy thinks she might be pregnant.
Greetings, sir.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmire, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Relax, man. I said I'd get you money. It's just going to take a little longer. Jeez, and how's that my fault? Just calm the fuck down, Ant. You know I'm good for it. I'm a Carlyle. I'm made of money. Just lean back and enjoy the interest. Meanwhile, go and have some drinks on me. No, Christ, I'm gonna hang up. Let's talk when you calm the fuck down.
Patrick Carlyle. Can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
Token to Madame Carlyle's daughter.
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds... Get out my face, civvy. Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one? Why I gave it to her, that sort of thing. You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler?
What's up? exist anymore. How old is this ship?
How's everything coming along, Elaine?
Very well, Mr. Fernsby.
Make sure you focus on your work.
I will.
I don't need one more maid crying in the kitchen. So watch yourself around.
See, I can't imagine what
I should probably...
No,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
My parents would hate him.
Listen to this, Emma. Good old Wampus in a bit of a snag. 16-year-old received 28
Hey, how are you?
Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
What is it, Burnsby?
Mr. Edward is not coping too well with the situation, I'm afraid.
Oh, he is a useless wimp. If it's not one thing, it's another.
If I may say so, these are challenging circumstances.
Excuse me, sir. Seems like you're not cleared to come through here. Sorry.
Stage funeral event tomorrow that weighs on him.
Christ. If he'd just grow a pair.
I believe he is calling his ex-wife again. Could end with legal consequences. Harassment charges from last time led to that restraining order.
Should I talk to him?
Maybe it's better if I have a word with him, if I may.
Yes, you might be right. Thank you, Fernsby. You faced great obstacles too, I know.
Hey!
We will
We don't just
persevere.
throw shit around here, okay?
It is my duty
Please behave.
to make that happen.
So, Sam, have you ever fallen in love with someone you were hired to protect?
I
Mr.
should-
Fernsby.
Greetings, sir.
Token to Madame Carlyle's daughter.
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds...
Get out my face, civvy.
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one? Why I gave it to her, that sort of thing. You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler?
Sup?
Do they even exist anymore? How old is this shit?
How's everything coming along, Helene?
Very well, Mr. Fernsby.
Make sure you focus on your work.
I will.
I don't need one more maid crying in the kitchen. So watch yourself around here.
I can't imagine.
I should probably...
No,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
My parents would hate him.
Listen to this, Emma. Good old Wampus in a bit of a snag. 16-year-old received 28
Hey, how are you?
Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
What is it, Burnsby?
Mr. Edward is not coping too well with the situation, I'm afraid.
Oh, he is a useless wimp. If it's not one thing, it's another.
If I may say so, these are challenging circumstances.
Excuse me, sir. Seems like you're not cleared to come through here. Sorry.
Stage funeral event tomorrow that weighs on him.
Christ. If he'd just grow a pair.
I believe he is calling his ex-wife again. Could end with legal consequences. Harassment charges from last time led to that restraining order.
Should I talk to him?
Maybe it's better if I have a word with him, if I may.
Yes, you might be right. Thank you, Fernsby. You faced great obstacles too, I know.
Hey!
We will
We don't just
persevere.
throw shit around here, okay?
It is my duty
Please behave.
to make that happen.
So, Sam, have you ever fallen in love with someone you were hired to protect?
I should
Mr. Fernsby might.
Greetings, sir. Hello there, sir.
How's everything coming along, Elaine?
Very well, Mr. Fernsby.
Make sure you focus. So watch yourself around young Mr. Patrick.
Don't worry about me.
I actually... Yeah, nice.
This is Dubai all over again.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
What's the problem, bozo? I just needed 5 minutes to myself.
hidden behind a portrait with a secret mechanism for uncovering it. Got real soul. First time impressive, all right.
A safe in Madame Carlyle's office. I bet that's where she keeps the file on Arthur Edwards.
You're trying to get rid of...
to inspect the arrangements for the staged funeral tomorrow. What's the delay?
It's the birds. They're making a racket, droppings everywhere. The Undertaker wants them gone before he'll see Madame Carlyle. He's in a right state. So, unless you want to take on the birds, I suggest you stay.
Oh, no, mine's horrible. Safer for everyone if I
I hope I die in the autumn. I love autumn funerals. Madame Carlyle isn't dead, so there is no funeral. Not if you ask me. Well, I still think it's going to be a funeral. So I'm starting to be
using my reputation for this outrageous spectacle. The staggering disrespect.
Hey, you! You dropped something.
Jeez.
I doubt that's true, though. No, he was here when the safe in Madame Carlyle's office was repaired last week.
Don't know how the prior was there.
Looking good, man. Looking good.
I was just... I don't know. Thinking about Zachary.
I don't believe for a second Zachary committed suicide. We'd only just run through his plan for 3 seedlings yesterday.
Yes, sure. But he was upset believing his sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things would be handled with Gregory and Emma taking over. I said they let him stay here, but Effie was sure Emma would throw him out first chance she got. And now we'll never know.
Right. Taking this hard, aren't we?
With so many of us in, we'll get everything we can for the next month. Stop messing around. Zachary will need a funeral as well, a real one.
Yes, hi, Kat.
Have you seen my locker key around?
I see a lot of keys around. would you? Got it. I heard Mary fainted when she heard Madame Carlyle was still alive. And she didn't even see it herself. It was Fernsby who told her.
I can believe that. What a surprise.
How are you today, sir? If you want to pass, you need to comply to a frisk, sir. How are you? Nothing to worry about. It's simple protocol, sir. You're good to go, sir. Thank you for your patience.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
All the groceries arrived. I heard some of the delivery people were unhappy with the security at the gate. But what is safe with Ethel? She never misses a step. Gossiping and work both.
I'm getting a headache from all the decisions. I mean, pram or stroller, comforter or not. Should I ask her to marry me? What is it about?
Amy is a great lass. You love her, she loves you, and now a wee one on the way. I'd say you're one lucky bastard.
Alice tells you what Emma did. What is it? She saw her on the top floor, stroking the door.
Preying on a girl like that.
Mary is so upset, as she's never seen a dead body before.
Poor thing.
And that detective asked to come here. Madame Carlyle must have been
Greetings, sir. Hello there, sir.
Now Zachary won't get to see the road dead
I understand why you're so upset. It's such a shock to all of us.
Emma Carlyle in the greenhouse. How curious.
Emma Carlyle.
Oh! You startled me. I was just, I don't know, thinking about Zachary. He spent most of his life in here with these plants. Not much of a life, is it? Well, anyway, I'll be outside if you need me. If you'd excuse me.
Emma Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently used, though.
I will never again meet someone like that.
I have to write the eulogy.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. Anything else I can do to help?
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Edward?
Firstly, thank you. No, I'm afraid not.
Some fresh air may do you good.
It might, but I need to finish Mother's eulogy for tomorrow.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
It might, but
I shouldn't gossip, but that Emma woman is a tad too busy for mine. scolded Mary for not making the bed the way she prefers it. It's so unfair. She'd just discovered Zachary's dead body and was all shook up.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you?
Would you mind taking a few
She'd
steps
insist
away
Madame
from me,
Carlyle fire
please?
me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Broadbrick Manor.
Hi, Martin. Rebecca here. I need you to dig up the contract we have with the law firm Morgan Yates.
In need of another drink, are we, Mother?
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle. But who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger ball. He's better off dead. Is that all? Not very thorough, are you?
Painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47? Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alex... Richter murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
So 41 guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time, I think.
Fake funeral tomorrow. Zachary found dead upstairs today. Death is everywhere. I never thought of it that way. Oh, God. It's such a big responsibility having a baby. I have to protect it, right? How do you even do that? I can't do that.
Clever animals with the first one. The ones that come after, they are, don't let them worry.
I need to stop thinking about another thing. It makes me so happy. Tell me.
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing, really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual.
My perfect mother.
He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business.
Thought. You fucked
Apparently,
up, didn't you?
a friend of his
Staging
is writing
your
a
own
book.
Death?
Which strikes me as very
grandiose.
I didn't think he had any friends. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Gregory.
It shows you're only human, after all.
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
Guessed.
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much. Listen, Gregory. Something off.
Did you want to check on that undertaker in charge of the funeral? I got word he's upset with Madame Carlyle.
I did, sir. It all checked out.
Hi there.
Aaron Ford Jr. calling from Morgan. Of asset transfers from the Carlisle account HTC depot number 5085. No. I need it immediately. Yeah. I'll hold. Yes, I'm still here. It doesn't exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist? Right. I'll double check and get back to you.
This all confirms that Arthur Edwards stole everything from Madame Carlyle. Perhaps you should let her know how bad it is, 47. I can see from the log that Rebecca was a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
All right there.
Any updates, Bernstein?
Oh, don't be stupid. Stop acting like you're 15. You're a grown woman.
Looking good today, sir.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
I need help, for fuck's sake! Oh, God.
Hello, this is Cassandra Cox, Edward's ex-wife. I don't know what's going on at your house, but Edward is losing it again. He seems to believe that Alexa has come back from the dead, and that he has to write the eulogy for some make-believe funeral event. I still have the restraining order on him, so whoever gets this message now that Alexa is dead better get him under control. Otherwise, I see no other way than to get the police involved.
Hello, sir.
Portrait photographer check out. You verified his identity?
Everything's in order.
Rugby washout.
answer your bloody phone, you coward! How dare you interfere with my life like this? You're a nobody, a weasel, overreaching your competencies. You are in way over your head, and I will make you pay. You can count on that.
Hi there.
Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
How are you today, sir?
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexa used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him. Then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death by boredom.
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No.
You look tanned.
I reckon Zachary topped himself.
Mother
I
spent
know I
last
would.
week at her Cyprus estate.
Or perhaps
Am I right?
Mr. Fernsby.
Not at liberty to say, ma'am.
I don't like
come
him.
on.
He could have done it.
I need to know what's going on. This affects me too, you know. Hello, Janet. Rebecca Carlyle. I'm looking into some unauthorized transactions of funds from the New York branch in connection with my mother's death.
No, no, Janice, that's not what I mean. External interference. I need to know if anything unusual like that has happened in Tokyo as well. A delay? No, you need to look into that right away. It could be something else. Right. Get back to me the second you know, okay? We need to get this under control.
So many on call for a pretend funeral. These are extraordinary times at Coolbridge Manor.
No need to go to the camera for a day like this. Not that I was planning to, though.
This is no time for jokes. It's not like...
Huh?
Oh, you startled me. I was just, I don't know, thinking about Zachary. He spent most of his life in here with these plants. Not much of a life, is it? Well, anyway, I'll be outside if you need me. If you'd excuse me.
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Now Zachary won't get to the road. They were his favorites.
Come on, Oliver. I understand why you're so upset. It's such a shock to all of us.
Hey, who is throwing stuff around here? Come on!
I'll never get out of it. All this fuss for a pretend funeral. And why not do a photo shoot? On top of everything, Rose thinks she's in love with young Patrick. And that's a breaking heart happening if I ever saw one.
Tough stuff.
A murder mystery? Oh, all too much.
Don't worry, I'm sure everything will settle down soon.
Just keep calm.
Did you talk to Mother?
A toast to my mother, the living dead.
You are way too close to me and you're really freaking me out. Can you just leave me, please? Did you talk to Mother? She just clams up when I try to get an explanation. Not even an apology. I mean, believing our mother dead is not exactly how I'd like to spend the week, and then she shows up like that. I nearly shat myself. I mean, she really topped her usual icy self this time.
Greetings, sir.
Hey, how are you?
Just without the awkward slow dancing.
Okay.
Make sure all the gravel is there.
I trust you'll have all the trimming done by tomorrow.
I promise the garden will be in good shape. Did all the groceries arrive? I heard some of the delivery people were unhappy with the security at the gate.
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame
She
Carlyle.
never misses a
Very
step.
well. If you'll follow me,
Gossiping
sir.
and work both.
I can't deal with all this pretend funeral stuff just now. I know I have to, but Amy thinks she might be pregnant. I'm gonna be a dad.
You'll be fine, Robbie. Kids are great.
Your detective skills have gained you access to the Lion's Den, 47. Now, go claim your reward.
Who's been at the safe? So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a
Peculiar
conclusion.
icons above the safe. I wonder if they might be some sort of a code. Maybe have a look around the office, 47.
Beyond the limits of my patience. I have other things to see to. Please come and get me when you are ready.
I'm ready to present my conclusion.
Very well. Let's talk in my office. So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat. Please, go ahead.
The butler, Mr. Fernsby, killed Zachary.
Fernsby? Oh, you've got that wrong. He would never do such a thing. He is the most loyal man I have ever met.
I found pills in his office that matches the poison that killed your brother. Furthermore, I found Zachary's notebook, half burned, in Mr. Fernsby's fireplace. It showed that Zachary intended to publish a written confession to a murder the two of you committed nearly 50 years ago. The murder of your older brother, Montgomery.
That's outrageous. We did no such thing.
No need to feign innocence. I know a killer when I see one, and my discretion is assured. The papers also described how Mr. Fernsby helped you stage the murder of Montgomery as an accident. I believe he killed Zachary not to be exposed as an accomplice to murder.
Sweet Fernsby. You are wrong, Mr. Whitmer. He did not do it to protect himself. He did it to protect the Carlyle legacy. Mr. Fernsby, like myself, understands that sacrifices must be made to secure stability and prosperity. Mr. Whitmer, I'd appreciate it if your findings never leave this room. I understand Fernsby's actions, and there is no need for them to have more consequences than they already have. Fernsby was very fond of Zachary, and I am sure his decision will haunt him to the day he dies. About your reward, have you considered an amount?
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Arthur Edwards, the Constant. But that must mean you're... I expected you'd show up. But you're not here to kill me. If you were, you would have already. The enemy of my enemy, I suppose. You can have it. You earned it. The file you want is in the safe. Good hunting. I need some privacy. Thank you.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlyle.
You've been hurt. How?
Mission complete. Well done, 47.
Hey, how you doing?
They're everywhere. Go, get out! It's the Constantine. Shit!